and not a non-binary person.
Yeah, what makes them not men?
Well, I see this like rabbit game you're gonna play, and I'll just get to you. It is cultural. Femininity is different for people in India than it is for people in America. It's very like surface level. A lot of it can be very subjective, like, makeup or, the higher pitched voice and whatnot, right? And so it's like all these things that make some a woman, right? It's this like woman idea, right? And like a woman does not have to check all the boxes. You know what I mean? She can check as many of the boxes as she needs or doesn't need to.
Okay, tell me what. You haven't told me what a woman is. You just told me femininity is different from.
I don't know. I did just tell you. You didn't listen to my point. A woman is someone who subscribes to the idea of feminine ideologies.
Can men be feminine?
Yeah, they can be. Doesn't mean they're a woman.
Great. Then being feminine is not a necessary condition of being a woman. Congrats.
No, it's more than that. Because
you just described
men can be feminine, right?
You're interrupting me a lot, and I'm really getting annoyed now. Like, I've been trying to respond to the things that you're saying, and you just keep talking. So the stereotypes that you listed, being feminine, are clearly not definitive of being a woman if men can also possess those qualities, okay? Men can subscribe to feminine ideologies. They can be feminine, which you've acknowledged, and you agreed that them aligning with feminine qualities doesn't make them a woman. Therefore, being feminine or having feminine qualities doesn't make you a woman. That's what that means. So
you're asking us to define what a woman is, right? Can you define what a woman is?
I can, and I've defined it before, an adult human female. But you're pivoting away from the question.
Okay, an adult human female. Let's go on with that. Okay, so that's a woman. That's a woman. The person on top of here, right? She is a woman as well.
The person on the screen there is an adult human male, so they wouldn't be a woman.
Why do you say that, though?
Because this person is over primarily denoting the sex that produces small gametes.
Okay, so you're going to do the biology thing. So the chromosomal reference, right, like that you're going to do, and that cues expression of different proteins, different hormones that induce different development in different genders you want to speak. Right. There has been so much clinical research.
Your mother, can you listen, please?
You didn't let me finish. You let me finish. Because you're a grifter, girl.
Stop. Okay, yet again, the more you complain about my money, the more they're going to send. Lana's just going to send another gift now just to piss you the fuck off. So I don't know why you're complaining about me grifting. I'm not grifting, that's one. I'm debating you, and you just need to relax. The reason I interrupted you is because you're straw manning my position. I didn't make a chromosomal reference when I defined. There it is. See? Thank you, Master Debater. Thank you, Scoot. There you go. See, Lana pissing you off there. Thank you, Lana. So, thank you. I was not going to stop now. Thank you, Lana. I appreciate it. So, there'll be Lana in the chat. So, just to clarify yet again, you're straw manning my position. I never referenced chromosomes in my definition.
You said a gamete. Gametes form via the combination of chromosomes.
They're not the same thing.
No, it is.
Gametes. No. One may,
Okay. You want to get into semantics? That's fine.
Sorry, I'm talking. One may form from the other, but it doesn't. They're not the same thing. Okay, right?
Okay. Sen, I'm sorry. Can you repeat your definition of what a woman is?
An adult human female, and a female is an organism that is of or primarily denoting the sex that produces large gametes.
That produces large gametes? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. So what about those fish that can change gender based on need? What are your thoughts on that?
Those are sequentially hermaphroditic species. That wouldn't be applicable to humans.
But what about intersexuality? Intersexuality is real.
Are you just going to keep going from point to point? Let me just clarify.
I'm giving you... Okay, no.
1 second. Stop interrupting me. If you interrupt me again while I'm trying to respond to any of the multiple points you keep shoving out that you're not educated on, I'm going to drop you. You need to stop the interrupting. Now, the sequentially hermaphroditic fish, such as clownfish, still only have two sexes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're just able to change sex, so they can go from one reproductive strategy to the other. It doesn't mean that there are any more than two sexes. There are still two sexes in fish. Okay, now that's a sexually reproducing species that are considered sequentially hermaphroditic. That's not applicable to humans because humans are gonochoric. Do you understand the difference between gonochorism and sequential hermaphroditism?
Yeah.
What is the difference between sequential hermaphroditism and gonochorism?
Is it based on gonads? Based on the form of your gonads dictates your gender? Is that what you're trying to present? Like,
No. What is the difference between sequential hermaphroditism and gonochorism?
okay, so I'll look it up. But sequential hermaphroditism is when
You
you.
don't know. It's okay. You don't
Okay.
know. Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Then don't bring it up. I'll explain.
Okay, so then let me ask you a question.
Shut up while I'm talking. Sequential hermaphroditism means that over the course of an organism's lifetime, if they're sequentially hermaphroditic, they can change their sex. Clownfish are a sequentially hermaphroditic species. Now, gonochorism means that over the course of that particular organism's lifetime, they cannot change their sex. So they remain one sex and they don't change sex. Okay? So humans are neither simultaneously hermaphroditic, sequentially hermaphroditic. They are gonochoric. Okay? So the analogy for fish is not applicable to humans because we are a different kind of sexually reproducing species.
Okay.
That's the difference between gonochorism and sequential or
Okay,
simultaneous
I
hermaphroditism.
understand that. I understand what you're trying to say. I have a question for you.
You've asked a lot of questions and you haven't told me what a woman is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, why does? Okay. You know what? Never mind. I'm sorry for getting angry. I apologize. Fuck. Now I lost my question. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to swear. So, my question. So you obviously are a very scientific man or person or whatever.
This is a man with common sense who likes to read, sir.
Okay. My question is, why are you ignoring all the psychological evidence that gender is more than just biology? That it is based on brain function.
There is no proof causally to the
But
brain.
there is, though. But
Sorry,
there is.
what-
I can find one.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you about interrupting me when I'm trying to respond?
Okay, but you can interrupt. I'm sorry. That's a double.
I only ever interrupted you because you were either mischaracterizing what I was saying or you were over talking me.
Okay.
So stop interrupting and let me respond to what you said. There is no evidence to support the idea that brain function in terms of sexual dimorphism results in gender identity or gender. That is false.
I hope you know you have me pulling up EBSCOhost to prove you wrong.
I have you pulling up what?
EBSCOhost, it's a database search list where you can search a bunch of peer-reviewed articles.
Oh, scary. It's giving me timbers, I guess. Can you give a source that shows that functional brain?
We gotta wait.
Where's
You know what? That was a misspoke. That was a misspeech. I guess that's the wrong word. I'm sorry, but you know, I said brain function as like a shortcut because I am not a gender scientist. I don't claim to know, but it doesn't seem like you are either. Because most gender scientists understand that gender is more than just biology.
Yeah, so no, it's not. Gender, it depends on what you're referencing. Gender in the social sciences, when it refers to sociology rather, refers to masculinity and femininity. We're not talking about masculinity and femininity right now, but we're talking about what a man or what a woman is, okay? I didn't ask you what gender was in terms of sociology, because in sociology, gender refers to characteristics that are socially and culturally associated with men and women. Those qualities are considered masculine or feminine. Those are the characteristics that are referenced as gender. I'm not talking about sociological gender. That's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about men and women. Man and woman are not social constructs in sociology. Okay? Now,
Okay.
can you tell me what a woman is, please?
What is a woman or what is a female?
Woman.
An adult female human being.
Trans women are adult human males. So you just defined woman biologically. I thought you said gender was more than biology.
Well, it is
Then why did you define it by sex?
because I looked it up and I'm.
Okay, well, the definition excludes
What I
trans-
want to say.
Trans
Here's what I
women
want
are, hold on, sorry, stop interrupting me. Trans women are adult human males, so you're excluding trans women from that definition. The very definition you just read excludes trans women.
because trans women are women.
Trans women are male; they wouldn't be adult human females, so they can't.
Why?
Under the stop. If you interrupt me again, I've been incredibly charitable to you. I keep trying to respond to the shit coming out of your mouth, and I can't do it because you're interrupting me. You can't talk shit and then not let other people talk. Pick a struggle. Now, as I was saying, the definition you gave, adult human female, excludes. Oh, that is pretty. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate it, love. W Amber in the chat. The characteristics or the definition rather that you gave, right, is excluding trans women. If a woman's an adult human female and trans women are adult human males, then they can't be women. That definition directly excludes them.
So, how do you explain transgender women then? What is it?
Men.
Okay, but why do they want to dress like women? Why do they want to be a woman so bad that they would go through all these things?
I don't know why they're trans. There's no proof as to what causes people to be trans, like biologically speaking.
Okay,
The gender dysphoria or the gender incongruity that they have is a major contributor or contributing factor to their gender distress, or it is the gender distress, but that's about it. They have a distress with their biological sex, and so they want to look like the other gender. They have a mental health condition, and that's fine. I don't think we should stigmatize them or disrespect them because of that, but they're not women, nonetheless. Don't become
So,
mentally ill men are not women.
okay. Right. I understand this perspective because it's like, don't feed into the delusion, right? And that's because it's coming off the basis that you believe that transgenderness or whatever is a mental illness. I can comprehend that.
I didn't say that. I said gender.
You did say it. Okay, gender dysphoria is a mental illness. And yes, it is a symptom. Sure, I'll go with that. But, like, why are you so hell-bent on not accept? Just let them be women. What is so wrong with that?
I can't let them be women if a woman is an adult human female, and you can't let them be women because you don't know what a woman is. So.
No, but like, here's what I'm telling you. They are women, and like, whether you think that or not, it's not going to change how that person feels.
You have to know what a woman is to say that they're women.
Because it's an inner feeling.
Yeah, what's the inner feeling of being a woman?
I don't know. I'm a man.
You don't have to belong to the category to be able to describe what it feels like. Are you gay?
Yeah, I am gay.
Tell me what a straight person is.
A straight person is someone who follows into the heteronormative societal, norms of like a man and a woman.
So a person who's romantically. So it's a person who's romantically.
Cisgender.
So it's a person who's romantically, physically, or sexually attracted to the opposite sex.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So do you see how you're able to describe it even though you don't belong to the category? Do that with woman. So
Okay. I'll do it with a woman. It's someone of the opposite sex. And now let me define sex for you, because you are so hell-bent on biology, when in reality, psychology is a part of biology. Social sciences are a part of biology. Ants are social. Butterflies are social. They're all biological systems. And so the fact that you are denying that and not letting that, affect your opinion at all about whether or not trans women exist or whether this person is a woman or what a woman is insane.
Psychology is not a biological science, nor is sociology. That's incorrect. Secondly, if you want to keep saying that woman and man can be defined psychologically, define it. I don't know why you're getting triggered and screaming at me for.
Okay, I apologize.
Tell me what the psychological definition of a woman is.
Okay, you know what? Let me look that up. The psychological definition.
You don't know, but you were screaming at me.
I don't know off the top of my head, and I want to give you the best source. I want to give you the best source because on one hand, it's, oh, you don't know. Well,
so shut the fuck up and go and get it then. You're upsetting me because you keep making claims that when I ask you to substantiate the claim, you go, oh, let me go look it up. Just shut up for a second and go get it because you're pissing me off now. Screaming at me and sounding like a virago isn't going to help you with that. So, you let me know when you're ready to unmute, because you're going to have to look that up because you're very, very confused. I just sent you an invite to unmute. I hope you have the source by now. It shouldn't take that long. Oh my goodness. We're at daily number 6. Guys, I love you guys so much. Guys, can we just get to top 5? We literally just need, okay, I'll set the gift goal. We'll do this and then we'll hit top 5 and then we should be good. I still wanted to hit number 1 because I'm staying live for number 1 on popular. I don't know if we'll be able to make it for popular. If we do a future encounter, we should be able to do.
I apologize. I did not find the definition. Okay. You know why? Because
It doesn't exist.
Gender is hard to define.
doesn't exist.
Gender and sex are different.
Because it doesn't
But you are talking. Okay.
Because it doesn't exist. There is no psychological definition of woman.
Then why does it matter that she believes she's a woman and is doing it? Like, I'm sorry, I don't get the disconnect.
Because you can't be a woman psychologically. Woman is not a psychological state.
Okay.
Thank you, Lana. Can I get W Lana in the chat?
So
Thank
you mentioned earlier that women produce large gametes, right?
And number 5, I said they're all for primarily denoting the sex that produces that damage. Thank you,
Sorry.
Lana. W.
I didn't hear
Lana,
that.
okay. Lana, okay. Thank you, Lana. W. Oh my God, Lana. Oh my goodness. Lana is killing it. Lana. Thank you. Ah! And Bola sent it. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Lana. Oh my God, Lana. Lana, don't be scaring me now. Right. What? I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, Okay, you mentioned that women produce the larger gonads. Or, gametes, right?
They're over primarily denoting the sex that produces it. And thank you for daily number 5, guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
My question is, what about infertile women?
Do you know what the word denoting means?
I'm sorry. Well, can you I'm sorry, re-say the definition.
Of or primarily denoting the sex that produces large gametes.
Okay. So of or primarily. That means there's exceptions to that rule, and those exceptions are trans women.
That's not what that means. It means primarily denoting meaning that the
No. That's not what that means. Do you see? You're just playing this game of chicken. You're muting.
Can you let me finish and not interrupt? So when I say primarily denoting, it means to primarily indicate the sex that produces large gametes. So you're either of the reproductive anatomy that produces that large gamete, or you primarily denote the reproductive anatomy, meaning that your development, your reproductive anatomy, is primarily organized around the production of the large gamete. That's what that means.
So what would you consider someone who has XXY chromosomes?
A male with Klinefelter syndrome. I am a male with Klinefelter syndrome.
Okay. So that means, what's crazy is you're a part of the intersex community, and you don't even, you can't wrap your head around the fact that gender is confusing.
Can you stop interrupting me? They're either male or female. What aren't you understanding? Persons who are intersex or have disorders of sexual development are either male or female. Klinefelter syndrome is a condition that only affects males.
Okay. So
Literally only affects males. So
here's my issue. Here's why I've been getting so angry.
because you're not answering questions. You haven't told me what a woman is. You're asking a bunch of random questions about infertile women.
Because this type of rhetoric has been used to harm trans people all over the country, all over the globe. This type of rhetoric leads to the deaths.
I don't care for your virtue signaling. Your ideology causes women.
Not virtue signaling. That's children.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna have a
Children are fucking killing themselves because of you.
Oh, boo-hoo. No, anyways, that's
stuff
not
that
true,
you-
by the way. That's not true. Shut the fuck up for a second. Stop. No. Children are not unaliving themselves because of me. That's utterly untrue. That's one. Two, your ideology causes the invasion of women's single-sex spaces. So I don't want to hear shit from you. I don't want to hear the virtue signaling. Like, this is just a crash out because you don't know what a woman is, and it's blatantly obvious. No, the fact of the matter here is that trans women are men. That's just a factor. You have a skill issue.
Trans women are women. You have a skill issue for understanding people.
Well, you don't know what a woman is, so.
Okay, and you believe it's just based on sex, and that's wrong.
No, it's not wrong. I just explained this to you.
No, it's not wrong. I mean, it is wrong. Sorry, that was a Freudian slip or whatever.
How is it wrong?
It's wrong because it refuses to acknowledge the fact that there are other factors that go into gender. There is the expression of hormones. It is not just gametes. It is not just what you produce and what you make. If you have a hormonal disorder, you may have XY chromosomes but appear as a woman. And you know what? You may be grown up as a woman. And you might have the entire experience of a woman and want to be a woman. But because of people like you, they...
Can you shut up? You're really annoying. So persons with XY...
Right back at you, faggot.
Persons... Oh, okay. Am I gonna... Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're really mad. Okay. Anyways. Women with XY chromosomes, it's called 46XY pure gonadal dysgenesis. It is
And?
called Maya syndrome, and it only affects females, and it's not caused by a hormonal disorder. It's caused by a lack of function of the sex-determining region gene of the Y chromosome.
Yes, it promotes hormonal
Stop. Do you know what the sex-determining region gene of the Y chromosome is?
the sex determining region on the Y chromosome, the whole thing.
Yo, no, that's not what it is.
Not the centromere, but the whole thing.
No, what is...
What? No, no,
What is
no,
this?
no, 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 no. You see how annoying you are? You are doing the same shit back at me.
What is the function of the sex-determining region gene of the Y chromosome?
Girl, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
You don't know anything off the top of your
Why do I have to be like...
your hollow, empty head. I agree. There's nothing that anyone can get off the top of it, the middle, the side, the in. There's nowhere to get it. Your hollow, empty, crusty, musty, lice-filled, nasty head. I agree. There's no information to gather from that. Now, the sex-determining region gene of the Y chromosome is responsible for the initiation of the development of testicles. It causes testicular differentiation from bipotential gonads. Do you know what bipotential gonads are?
Yes, it can become either gonad.
Okay, great. So then...
I would appreciate if you wouldn't talk to me like an idiot.
You called me the F slur. I have no respect for you, so I don't care what the fuck you'd appreciate. Appreciate this, right? I don't give a shit. You've already disrespected me, so I don't care anymore, right? Now, anyways, you are unaware of the disorders of sexual development very clearly because you don't know what you're talking about. Now, we don't define gender nor sex by chromosomes or hormones. Those things do not define sex. Okay?
Can I ask you a question? Because I'm so dumb.
No, shut the fuck up. So no, you can't ask me anything. Oh, he's gone, but he left because he's a pussy. But I'm going to say what I'm going to say anyway. We don't define sex by chromosomes. It's defined by gametic production, or the type of gamete that a person's body is organized around the production of. That's why we define sex as being of or primarily denoting the sex that produces either large or small gametes, males or females. If your tough, crusty, lice-headed idiot self can't comprehend or wrap your hollow head around that, you have a problem.